Hello and welcome to Smith Shop Films. Today we're shooting in slow motion using the Insta360 One X2. Now you may not have realized that the One X2 actually has slow motion, up to 100 frames per second at 3K. Now the maximum visual quality, I guess, for the X2 is 5.7K, but it can only shoot in slow motion at 3K. So one of the things I didn't realize was how to actually get to the slow motion mode inside of the X2 camera. So if you're like me, this tutorial will help you. So the first thing you want to do is turn on the camera. And you just press the button on the side. Looks like a power button. And you'll hear the camera power on. Okay, at the bottom you'll see a display on your little touch screen display, and it'll say, probably it says 5.7K/30. So that means that your camera is now set up to shoot at 5.7K and 30 frames per second, which is basically a normal high quality video. You want to tap on that number and it'll bring up a menu, and the menu includes the 5.7K, and you can switch it between 30 frames per second, 25 frames per second, or 24 frames per second. In the United States, most movies are about 24, 25 frames per second. Other TV shows might be 30 frames per second. So it's basically normal video. The other option is 4K, which you can also shoot at 30 frames per second or 50 frames per second. Now 50 frames per second is going to be basically half the normal speed. The higher the frame rate, the higher the number of frames per second, then the slower your video is going to be. And then at the bottom you'll see 3K 100. So the 3K only comes on the 100 for some reason on the X2. So that's the one you want to select. That's going to slow down your video to roughly 1/3 or 1/4 of the normal speed. So once you select that, it'll be highlighted, and then you hit the little check mark and you're ready to go. Now all you have to do is connect your X2 to the selfie stick and begin shooting. You may notice that sometimes the touch screen goes to sleep, and if that happens, just press the button on the side and it'll wake back up again. So remember, you're shooting in slow motion now, so you only want to shoot for maybe about 30 seconds at a time, because the file size is going to be larger, the video is going to be longer. So choose your shots and then capture your moment. Now when you finish shooting, you can export it to your mobile device or your computer just the way you would a normal video. So the great thing about slow motion is that it makes everything look cool. And here are a couple of ideas that you can try some slow motion on. Jumping always looks awesome. I took this footage when I was at the trampoline park. You can shoot a candle being lit or burning. Shots of water pouring into a glass or wine pouring into a glass always looks cool. And because the X2 is a 360 camera, you can do tracking shots in slow motion where you're throwing an object like a pillow or something, and then the camera tracks that. And that's only something that you can really do with a 360 camera. Okay, so now you know how to shoot in slow motion on the X2. And as always, there are links in the description. If you haven't bought an X2 yet, there's a link in the description that you can use, and you get a free selfie stick if you use that link. And I will see you guys in the next video. Until then, stay creative.